Hello, I'm Abdul Majid. We're talking today about leaderships, about definitions, and about the behavior theory.
According to Nordhaus, leadership is a process whereby an individual influences a group of individuals to achieve a common goal. Jones and George also say that leadership makes a difference. Leadership is about encouraging and nurturing cooperation. Leadership is about providing coordination and direction. Leadership is about influencing, making key decisions, developing organization value-based culture.
When it comes to leadership, there are plenty of theories and styles, just to name a few. Transformational, transactional, servant, autocratic, laissez-faire, democratic, bureaucratic and charismatic. Mr. Ivan Marshall, Chief Superintendent of the Police of Scotland, mentioned the importance of context for shaping leader behavior, using as an example that leadership hits like having a bag full of different clubs to tackle different situations during the game, thus reinforcing the idea that leaders need to be flexible. Miss Sarah Jardine, Senior Director of Manufacturing at Optos, also highlighted the importance of culture in the organization, and stressed that leadership can only occur if there is followers. Without followers, there is no leadership. Some of the most popular leadership theories includes McGregor X and Y theory, a binary system of approaches to leadership. First, there is an authoritarian style of management, called Theory X, which usually involves micromanaging people's work to ensure that it gets done properly. Whilst the second one is a participative management style, called Theory Y, used by managers that trust their people can take ownership of their work, and do it effectively by themselves. Also popular is Hertzberg's two-factor theory, that proposes a set of factors for satisfaction or dissatisfaction for employees' motivation, and therefore conditioning their willingness to follow the leader of their organizations upon the combination of these factors.
In shifting the study of leadership to leader behaviors, the behavioral approach expanded the research of leadership to include the actions of leaders toward followers in various contexts. Many studies have been conducted to investigate the behavioral approach. Stogdills, in 1948, pointed to the importance of considering more than leaders' traits in leadership research. Hemphill and Coons, in 1957, created the Leader Behavior Description Questionnaire, which was shortened 6 years later by Stogdill in 1963, as an attempt to assess leadership behavior, by making surveys to hundreds of people in educational, military, and industrial settings. The responses to those questionnaires represent the core of the behavioral approach, and are central to what leaders do. Leaders provide structure for followers, and they nurture them. Upon this, Blake and Mouton, in the early 1960s, developed the managerial grid, to explain how leaders help organizations to reach their purposes through two factors: concern for production, and concern for people.
This is the managerial grid, formed by two axes that go from 1 to 9, depending on how much of each behavior is demonstrated by the leader. Most common combinations are the 9-1, or task management, where leader is often seen as controlling, demanding, hard-driving, and overpowering. Let's look at an example.
Hey, Clarence, you got a minute?
Yeah, actually.
Fantastic.
Okay. I was meaning to come and talk to you about it.
Right, of course you were. The company's numbers are down, I'll be honest with you. The company's numbers are down. It's not so much the whole company, but your little hold on a second, please. Your whole little cubicle here, we did some math, and it looks like your numbers are down here. Are you happy here at Paperman? Well, I'll be honest with you. Without paper, the world shuts down. It's a fact.
I understand.
Okay, that's great. Hold on a second, please. Paper is white. It's flashy. People recognize paper. That's what we sell here at Paperman. It's white paper.
I understand
only.
my job.
Okay, right.
I understand.
Please hold on a second, please. Okay. They write things on it. People draw.
In the opposite corner of the grid, at 19, we find the country club management style that strives to create a positive climate by being agreeable, eager to help, comforting, and uncontroversial. Let's have a look.
Talk about how I spend my time. I spend my time engaging with people. That's, I think, the single most important thing I learned. It's not about your strategy. It's not about your products and services. Yes, those matter, but it's really people that make the business work or not work.
Thank you for calling. My name is Shaylee.
So one of the things you learn as you get more senior in organizations is you can do very little yourself. What you have to do is get your organization aligned and focused. Another lesson is you really have to invest in and develop people.
Excellent.
You know, that what you have to do is identify talent, you have to nurture that talent, you have to give people different opportunities, you have to move people around.
In between both, located at the center of the grid, we have the middle road, seeking for a balance between taking people into account and still emphasizing the work requirements. The utopical combination of strong people and task skills is located at 9,9 and it's called team management. Whereas the worst possible combination, with no skills at all, it's at the opposite corner, and called the impoverished management.
In real life, styles tend to be mixed. So we have the benevolent dictator, or paternalism-maternalism style, rewarding loyalty and obedience while punishing non-compliance. Something like this.
Hey, your timing is perfect. We're having the company barbecue next month. I hope you like barbecues.
Oh, I enjoy barbecue quite a bit, actually.
Good.
Here you go, Mr. Tarkanian. The new copy's finished.
Okay, you know what? I don't know if I would have done this. Yeah.
Is there a problem with it, or?
You do not hand in crap like this! This looks like you took a crap or a dump in the printer! You are scum! I should fire you and burn...
And at last, but not least, the chameleon, or as theory calls him, the opportunism, that refers to a leader who uses any combination of the basic 5 styles for the purpose of personal advancement.
The behavioral approach makes several positive contributions to our understanding of the leadership process. First, the behavioral approach marked a major shift in the general focus of leadership research. Before the inception of this approach, researchers treated leadership exclusively as a trait. Furthermore, leaders can learn a lot about themselves and how they come across to others by trying to see their behaviors in light of the task and relationship dimensions. Along with its strengths, the behavioral approach also has several weaknesses. First, the research on the behavioral approach has not adequately shown how leaders' behaviors are associated with performance outcomes. Another criticism is that this approach has failed to find a universal style of leadership that could be effective in almost every situation. And a final criticism is that it implies that the most effective leadership style is the high style, where in fact, the full range of research findings provides only limited support for a universal high style.
Having looked at different behavioral theories, by assessing our own behaviors, managers can determine how they are coming across to others and how they could change their behaviors to be more effective. In essence, the behavioral approach provides a mirror for managers that is helpful in answering frequent questions. How am I doing as a leader? And within this dynamic environment, ever-changing dynamic environments, managers need to be responsive to change. Leadership is really critical in making sure organizations prevail and survive the difficult conditions.